you gotta keep your cool. That's all you gotta do. Holy shoot. That scares me a little bit, but we got her done. Now we only got like 35 more minutes to the spot. Make sure I got all a million of my batteries and what have you. Another ridge. Sounds like he's on that deer ridge, where all that deer sign was. Yeah, I think he's right off on there. Let's get back down and cross the creek again, right? Came in here this morning, turkey's on the other side of the creek. Right where we found a bunch of sign yesterday. We did a whole Instagram story about all the deer sign, but apparently the turkeys are there too. I just don't know what to do. I wish we would have started up there, but here we are. Got the Tom up here. He's right up on top of that ridge. There's a hen calling back here. There's some scratching on this little ridge. I just don't know that he's gonna come down here. Dude, he's not that far. Should I just call and see what he does? Want to get up there. I think we can. I just don't think he's gonna necessarily come down here. Do you?
I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna come.
So let's get on the back side of this and cut up over there. That was gobbling this morning. We completely lost track of him. And I think he just got with hens. Looking back on what we did, I wish we would have just stayed where we were originally, where we set up, and we never called the turkey there. I think sometimes just need to have a little bit more confidence in just the terrain feature and the calling and not get too caught up in being real close to him. I think the thought was if we get up on top with him, it's going to increase our odds, but there were hens down there close to where we were. I bet he just walked eventually down into that bottom and just switched places with us, really. Could be wrong. He could have went a number of directions, but just going to keep moving up here, listening, calling, listening, calling.
Listening.
and call. What will probably end up happening is nothing, but you gotta keep trying. Just keep chipping away at them. Alright, it's our last morning as a team here. I think everybody else is leaving. If I don't shoot a turkey today, well, I think regardless, I'm going to stay a few more days because the weather's getting pretty nice. And got Ted with me for one more morning. The other guys got bird roosted last night. We saw it by Instagram story. We were in bed by the time they got back, but
They got up at like 3:30 this morning.
yeah, so that seems absurd, but we're gonna give this turkey one last go, man. We've been hunting back in here for what? This will be at least our fourth morning, I think, that we've been on this turkey. Every morning it's been pretty close. Made some poor decisions, I'm sure, and he's been gobbling a little more every morning. If the trend continues, maybe we'll get a little bit better window to get on him. After we hunted him yesterday, we just kind of kept scouting around, and we feel like we can know what he's doing. They're just hanging right around that main creek bottom where he's been roosted close to, so that's where we're headed. Gonna get a little bit higher in elevation to where we can really hear him, and then as soon as he gobbles, man, we are beelining to him. Finishing this coffee. If you ever got too hot a coffee, you just have 30-degree water sitting in your truck and you just put it on top and it'll cool it down enough to chug. My taunt. Can't tell if he's on this one or this one. I guess we could just go out and try to get to the top of this one. Just make a play from there. Straight down. Yeah, he might be in that same area. I mean, he's either right there or right there. Keep going up the wrong ridge. There's a finger that comes up right here where we're at. Suckers are both further away. That one's down there and this one's up here. We can't figure these things out, man. They're kicking our butts off. 2 turkeys were on this ridge beside us this morning. Goblin never really responded, maybe kind of once, but it just seems like one went down and one went up. There's a handful of turkeys back in here today, so probably haven't just been hunting one, probably just hunting a different one in the same area every day. But they're definitely in here. We've been finding the sign. We just can't actually see the turkeys inside about 35 yards. And one went up towards that road that we've been working in on. He gobbled quite a bit, and it sounded like he was working away. He might be still gobbling, we just can't hear it. It must have been right here. They're scratching real fresh right here. They might be right over this ridge. All right, final update. from Georgia here before Ted takes off is, last we know, there's a turkey somewhere right in here. These guys are leaving. They're going back home. It is Easter, so happy Easter. I'm going to stay here for, like I said, a couple more days, I think, just because the weather's good. And yeah, I don't know. Might as well. So anyway, it's been fun, been challenging. Georgia kicks my butt off, man. Alright, good luck.
Morning, everybody. Ted, Jake, and Aaron, they left yesterday, so I'm here alone, and I was contemplating how I was going to film this whole ordeal going out this morning, and just so happened that I was sitting at my camp, and a few guys pulled up, Ben, Matt, and Chase, and got to talking, and Chase volunteered to come film me this morning, so I said, what the heck, man, probably better than what I was going to do by myself, so we're going to give it a go. I really appreciate it, and if we come up with something cool enough, that'd be great, but the mission is to get back in there early. We're up even earlier than what we've been getting up, and the guys parked all over the road here. Look at this. So there's definitely people out. It's warmer this morning. I think with a 10-15 degree temperature warm up, birds should be gobbling a little bit longer. Feeling confident about it. The problem that we've been having is we've been picking the wrong dang ridge that the turkeys are on the last 2 mornings. So I think if we can get to the top where we can really pinpoint where the turkey is, then we're not going to guess the wrong spot, pick the wrong ridge, and go out and be on a different ridge and try to call them across the valley. I don't like when that happens. We've done that 2 mornings in a row, so hopefully we can avoid it. But I'm going to pull up here and get to hunting.
Yes, that's the same spot he was 2 mornings ago, yeah. Let's just go down this road and we'll start sneaking in on him. I feel confident about this because 2 mornings ago he came up. Yesterday morning he didn't gobble. But 2 mornings ago he was out on this ridge and Ted and I accidentally went down the wrong dang ridge. Today we're not making that mistake. Let's go get him. Right there, and then he went. I think he's just over that. I think he's just like, yeah, that's it. Are you hearing drumming? I feel like I'm hearing drumming. I mean, it could be all the way out there, but okay, so he's basically out here. He's just out that thing, basically where I got that deer pin. Yeah. Man, the woods is louder. Come on, boy. Just slide up to these trees right here. You think we're good? I wish we would have got so close, but I really think if we can get to the those trees, we got a pretty good shot. Do you think we can get to that tree?
Very slowly. Either that one or that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. We might just have to let him fly down and then make the move. You know what I mean? Because I think if he's up in that tree, we pushed it pretty hard. I think we gotta just stay here, let him hit the ground. What do you think? Do you think it's worth crawling?
So we do like you said, just stay until
Stay till
you're in trouble.
Oh yeah. I think I could hear him back there. I just start really slowly working up there. Is he on the ground? Is he down? I think he might be. That's him. Got it, bud. Holy jeez. Dude, I don't know how we just pulled that off.
Dude, what?
Dude, that was so stupid, Lucky. We got too close. Oh my gosh, dude. Hey, come here, man. How cool was that, dude? How cool was that?
I cannot believe that.
Dude.
That last time he called, I was like, oh no.
I could hear his feet on the ground before I even heard him fly. I never heard him fly down. And then, dude, he heard us coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And what happened was this stuff in here is a little thick, and it muffled his gobble.
Mm-hmm.
But we were standing up there. I'm like, you thinking I'm hearing him drumming? And I was. And then he gobbled, and I'm like, oh, he's far enough. And we just like kind of moved through there fast. And all of a sudden he gobbled, and it was like, son, he's right there. And then we weren't set up. I was laying on the dang ground on my back like this. Dude, and it's a magnum turkey. It's humongous, dude.
Good spurs, too.
He is just large turkey, dude. Okay, man.
I can't believe it.
He thought we were hens. We didn't call. We didn't do anything, but he came in looking like... And did you hear him, like, every time I would crawl, when I first started crawling, pow, pow.
He's gobbling.
He's like, son. He's like...
Every time he'd gobble, I just moved just a little bit.
That stressed me out. I was like, there's no way this is going to work. And I saw him coming through here, and I'd see him, and I'd just barely move my gun. And I'd see him, I'd just barely move my gun. Finally, I could see that he was standing there looking at I think he must have been looking at us.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, if I can get this gun up and around this little patch of brush, I think I got it clear. And as soon as I saw red, man, I pulled it.
I'm glad it really was this thick in here.
Oh, yeah.
Had
Dude, yeah,
some cover
that's
at
the
least.
only reason that worked.
Because it opened up really good right there. I mean,
We about pushed it too far
Oh,
today. That was, I looked back and I was like, uh-oh, this dude's probably thinking I'm crazy for coming this
oh,
close.
shoot, I didn't know I was in the same boat as
Did you?
'cause
I thought he was down there.
the last time we made a move, it sounded like he was, I mean, not real deep, but it was in there.
I mean, he marched to us. You just heard at one point, it was just like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, son, well, you're stuck. And I just got against that little hollowed out stump.
Yeah.
Dude, feel how heavy this turkey is, seriously.
God, he is a hoss.
He is. You can just tell by looking at his breast.
Yeah, that's a heavy turkey.
Thanks for coming with me, dude. That
Yeah,
was,
dude,
how hilarious was that?
I know,
though?
right? The way it happened and
We just met, what, 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
And Chase just so happens to have some experience filming, and whatever we got, but man,
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, I don't want to leave Georgia. I want to accomplish the goal. And we did today.
did it.
Dude, look at that beard. Look at that thing, dude. That's so cool. I think it's 4 or 5 mornings back here. The first 2 mornings we were real close. We got on the same ridge as the turkey. And then 2 mornings in a row after that, we didn't get on the same ridge as the turkey. And that was the mistake that Ted and I were making. And when Ted left, I remember just thinking like, we gotta get up earlier, we gotta get up to the high point and just be patient and make sure we know which ridge we're going down. I mean, how many times have I said that in the last 2 days? It's just like, that part's firing me up, is that we keep making that same mistake. If you're turkey hunting and you're making the same mistake, make a change. It's like all of a sudden you find yourself in this loop of like doing the same thing and it's not working. Change it. And I think that's what it took. Getting up here to the very top to where we can hear all those ridges. And the problem is the ridges zigzag. Like this turkey, I thought he was on a different secondary ridge than what he was on when I first started going to him, but we always stayed above him. Always start higher than the turkeys. And then, you know, it's easier to make moves and you know where they're at. Like you're always listening to them and just taking the terrain down to them. That way all of a sudden you don't end up on a parallel ridge because it's way harder to call them down and across than it is right down this ridge. I mean, he had such an easy angle. He just ran right up there. You know, if you're content with your hunting and you want a new challenge, just travel because all of a sudden you're going to hit a place like Georgia that'll just give you all kinds of fits. But that's the fun of it, man. I'm pumped. I'm seriously pumped, dude. Describe the turkey. Huge, man.
Hoss cat.
He gobbled and it was like, whoa, we're real close. So the goal was to get to, I guess it was this pine right here. And we just slowly crawled. Well, I mean, you can see we're barely moving. What ended up happening was worst case scenario is that we're not gonna make it to that tree. What can I do is plan B. I'm looking at all this stuff through here and I'm looking for any sort of breakup. And the only breakup is like, you've got this log right here and you've got this stump. And I kept thinking, worst case scenario, I'm gonna lay against that stump. So what ended up happening, I'm here, Chase is right about where he's at. I could hear him walking kind of over here. So I just was like, well, stump it is. So I just rolled over and just laid basically as far back as I could and just tried to blend in with this stump. Like that was just my whole mentality. It's like, well, this log's here, there's this little bit of junk. If I stay low enough, maybe I can kill him out here or to the left. Sure enough, he starts darting behind that tree, and I could see him going down through there, and I eventually let him get to a point where I just had a shot down right through there.
Yeah, you're blended in pretty good. I mean, for the most part. Now the sun's just got your Goldilocks shining right now.
Yeah, somewhere probably about right there.
Yep.
right, made it back to the truck, and I want to thank Chase for coming and filming. I appreciate him tagging along, and it's been really fun. Chase and I literally met. He pulled up to my campsite the other day, and we started talking, and here we are hunting together. So, you know, if you're ever traveling and you meet somebody, go hunting with them. It's a lot of fun. We've been having a blast. So, go back to camp, cut this bird up. Probably gonna eat it tonight at some point, and that's it for Georgia. It's been a lot of fun. Virginia's next, so we'll see you then.